Stephen Colbert, the renowned late-night host, is known for his sharp wit and biting humor. During a recent episode of The Late Show, he turned his attention to Karoline Leavitt, a rising political figure. The audience eagerly awaited the exchange. Sensing the tension in the air, Colbert didn't hold back, delivering a series of pointed remarks that left everyone stunned. Leavitt, however, remained composed, her calm demeanor contrasting with Colbert's fiery delivery. The crowd held their breath, wondering how she would respond to such a direct challenge. What followed was a moment no one saw coming, a reply so unexpected it silenced the room. Colbert began by referencing Leavitt's recent political statements, mocking her stance with his signature sarcasm. His jokes were met with laughter, but the camera quickly cut to Leavitt's unflinching expression. She didn't react with anger or defensiveness, which seemed to throw Colbert off balance. The audience sensed the shift, the energy in the room, becoming electric. Leavitt waited patiently for her turn to speak, her eyes locked on Colbert. When she finally responded, her words were measured but carried undeniable weight. The crowd erupted in surprise, realizing this wasn't going to be a one-sided roast. Leavitt's response was a masterclass in poise under pressure. She acknowledged Colbert's jokes with a smile before dismantling his arguments with precision. Her tone was respectful yet firm, refusing to be reduced to a punchline. Colbert, usually unshakable, seemed momentarily taken aback by her composure. The audience, initially on his side, began to murmur in approval of Leavitt's rebuttal. She didn't resort to personal attacks, but instead highlighted the flaws in his critique. The exchange became less of a clash and more of a compelling dialogue. As Leavitt continued, she shifted the focus to broader issues, using Colbert's platform to make a larger point. Her words resonated with the audience, many of whom hadn't expected such depth from the interaction. Colbert, ever the professional, adjusted his approach, engaging with her points rather than dismissing them. The dynamic between the two became unexpectedly collaborative, with both offering insights. The crowd, initially divided, found themselves captivated by the exchange. What started as a potential confrontation turned into a rare moment of substantive discussion. Leavitt's ability to hold her ground against a seasoned comedian like Colbert impressed viewers. She didn't shy away from tough questions, but answered them with clarity and conviction. Colbert, recognizing her skill, began to treat her with newfound respect. The audience, sensing the shift, applauded her courage and intelligence. The segment, which could have been a cringe-worthy takedown, became a highlight of the show. Leavitt's performance was a reminder that substance can triumph over style in the right hands. By the end of the exchange, the energy in the room had completely transformed. Colbert, known for his quick comebacks, seemed genuinely impressed by Leavitt's wit. The audience, initially there for laughs, left with food for thought. Leavitt's refusal to play the victim or the aggressor set her apart from typical political guests. The segment ended with mutual respect, a rarity in today's polarized media landscape. It was a moment that left everyone speechless, proving that sometimes the best response is measured and thoughtful. Social media exploded after the episode aired, with clips of the exchange going viral. Many praised Leavitt for her composure, while others commended Colbert for giving her space to speak. The conversation shifted from mockery to meaningful debate, a refreshing change. Leavitt's team capitalized on the moment, sharing her responses widely. Colbert's audience, often skeptical of political figures, found themselves reconsidering their views. The incident became a case study in how to handle media scrutiny with grace. Analysts noted that Leavitt's performance could redefine her public image. Instead of being seen as a partisan firebrand, she demonstrated nuance and intelligence. Colbert, meanwhile, earned praise for allowing a genuine exchange rather than a one-sided roast. The segment's success hinted at a growing appetite for substantive discourse. Viewers tired of soundbites and gotcha moments appreciated the depth of the conversation. Both Colbert and Leavitt emerged stronger, proving that respect can coexist with disagreement. The aftermath of the interview saw Leavitt's popularity surge, particularly among undecided voters. Her ability to articulate her views without aggression resonated with a broad audience. Colbert's show also benefited, with ratings spiking as people tuned in to see the viral moment. Media critics highlighted the exchange as a turning point in political interviews. The days of gotcha journalism seemed to wane, replaced by a demand for authenticity. Leavitt's response became a blueprint for how to handle tough interviews. Behind the scenes, Colbert reportedly praised Leavitt's performance to his staff. He recognized that her approach elevated the conversation, making for better television. Leavitt, meanwhile, credited her team for preparing her for all scenarios. The mutual respect between the two was evident, even off-camera. Producers noted that such moments are rare but invaluable when they happen. The episode became a standout in The Late Show's history, remembered for its unexpected depth. Political strategists began dissecting Leavitt's responses, noting her strategic use of humor and facts. She managed to disarm Colbert without alienating his audience, a delicate balance. Her performance was compared to past political figures who excelled in similar settings. Colbert's willingness to engage fairly was also highlighted as a factor in the segment's success. The exchange proved that media encounters don't have to be zero-sum games. Both parties could walk away with their credibility intact. Leavitt's team released a statement thanking Colbert for the opportunity to speak candidly. They emphasized her commitment to civil discourse, even in adversarial settings. Colbert's producers echoed the sentiment, expressing interest in hosting more such conversations. The public response was overwhelmingly positive, with calls for more substantive interviews. The moment served as a reminder of media's potential to inform, rather than inflame. It was a small but significant step toward healthier public dialogue. In the days following the interview, Leavitt's social media following grew exponentially. Her clips were shared across platforms, often with captions praising her poise. Colbert's show also saw an uptick in engagement, with viewers praising the segment. Political commentators speculated about the long-term impact of the exchange. Some suggested it could influence how other shows approach interviews. The ripple effects of that single moment were far-reaching, sparking a broader conversation. Leavitt's opponents, who had expected her to falter under Colbert's scrutiny, were forced to reconsider. Her performance undermined the caricature, often painted of her, revealing a thoughtful and articulate leader. Colbert, too, faced questions about his approach, with some urging him to continue this style of interviewing. The episode challenged preconceived notions on both sides, proving that growth can come from unexpected places. It was a testament to the power of keeping an open mind in public discourse. The interview's success also reignited debates about the role of comedy in political coverage. While humor has its place, the segment showed that substance can be just as engaging. Colbert's audience, often drawn to his satire, responded positively to the shift. Leavitt's ability to navigate both worlds demonstrated her versatility. The exchange blurred the lines between entertainment and journalism, offering a model for future interactions. It was a reminder that meaningful dialogue can thrive in unlikely settings. As the clip continued to circulate, international media picked up the story. Outlets praised the civility and intelligence displayed by both parties. Leavitt's name began trending globally, introducing her to a wider audience. Colbert's reputation as a fair interviewer also grew, attracting new viewers. The segment's impact transcended borders, resonating with those tired of divisive rhetoric. It became a case study in how to bridge divides through respectful engagement. Political analysts noted that Leavitt's handling of the interview could influence her career trajectory. Her ability to appeal beyond her base was a rare and valuable skill. Colbert's role in facilitating the conversation was also acknowledged, with calls for more hosts to follow suit. The episode stood out in a media landscape often dominated by sensationalism. It offered a glimpse of what public discourse could be when conducted with mutual respect. Leavitt's supporters rallied behind her, citing the interview as proof of her readiness for higher office. Opponents, meanwhile, struggled to find ways to dismiss her performance. The exchange had effectively neutralized many of the criticisms leveled against her. Colbert's audience, typically skeptical of conservative figures, found themselves impressed. The moment challenged partisan assumptions, proving that authenticity transcends ideology. It was a rare instance where everyone seemed to win. In the weeks that followed, Leavitt was invited to appear on other high-profile shows. Each interview built on the momentum of her Colbert appearance, solidifying her reputation. Colbert, too, saw his profile rise as a host capable of meaningful dialogue. The segment's legacy continued to grow, inspiring others to aim for substance over spectacle. It was a reminder that the public craves genuine conversations, not just sound bites. The impact of that single exchange was far greater than anyone anticipated. Leavitt's team began using clips from the interview in campaign materials, showcasing her composure. Colbert's producers explored ways to replicate the segment's success with other guests. The media landscape, often criticized for its divisiveness, seemed to take note. Other shows experimented with similar formats, prioritizing depth over drama. The ripple effects of the moment were undeniable, signaling a potential shift in how interviews are conducted. Critics who had dismissed Leavitt as a partisan hack were forced to reassess. Her performance on Colbert's show defied easy categorization, appealing to a broad spectrum of viewers. Colbert, meanwhile, was praised for creating a space where such exchanges could happen. The segment's success challenged the notion that political discourse must be combative. It proved that respect and rigor can coexist, even in entertainment-driven formats. As the election cycle heated up, Leavitt's Colbert appearance remained a defining moment. Polls showed her favorability ratings climbing, particularly among independents. Colbert's show continued to benefit from the renewed interest in his interviewing style. The exchange became a reference point for how to handle media interactions with grace. Its influence extended beyond politics, offering a blueprint for constructive dialogue in any field. Leavitt's ability to turn a potentially hostile interview into a triumph was studied by communications experts. Her strategies, listening, acknowledging, and responding thoughtfully, were dissected in workshops. Colbert's role as a facilitator rather than a provocateur was also highlighted. The segment's success underscored the importance of preparation and authenticity in public speaking. It was a masterclass in turning challenges into opportunities. The interview's aftermath saw a surge in bipartisan praise for both Leavitt and Colbert. Rarely does a media moment resonate so deeply across the political spectrum. Leavitt's team capitalized on the goodwill, expanding her outreach efforts. Colbert's producers planned more episodes featuring similar substantive exchanges. The public's appetite for such content was clear, marking a potential shift in media trends. Months later, the interview was still being discussed as a benchmark for political communication. Leavitt's rise in the polls was attributed in part to her performance that night. Colbert's reputation as a fair and engaging interviewer was further cemented. The segment's legacy endured, inspiring others to prioritize substance over sensationalism. It was a reminder that even in divisive times, meaningful dialogue is possible. Leavitt's response to Colbert became a defining moment in her career, showcasing her ability to think on her feet. Colbert's willingness to engage fairly earned him newfound respect. The audience, often conditioned to expect conflict, was treated to something far more valuable. The exchange proved that intelligence and respect can make for compelling television. It was a moment that left everyone speechless, in the best possible way. As the media landscape evolves, the Colbert-Leavitt interview serves as a model. Its success lies in the balance of humor and substance, critique, and respect. Leavitt's poise and Colbert's professionalism created a rare and memorable moment. Viewers hungry for authenticity responded enthusiastically, signaling a demand for more such content. The interview's impact continues to be felt, offering hope for a more civil public discourse. In the end, what began as a potential clash became a lesson in effective communication. Leavitt's response left the audience speechless not because of insults but because of its intelligence. Colbert's show became a platform for meaningful exchange, not just comedy. The moment reminded everyone that even in entertainment, substance matters. It was a win for both Leavitt and Colbert, and, most importantly for the audience,